groundbreaking judgment was passed by the Supreme Court, and that is the apex court in the country on local government autonomy. But there are so many people who have come out to say that this is another scheme by the Tinubu regime to control the system, that he is trying to expand its political structure by using the local government. Because don't forget, there are so many states, most especially in the northern extraction, who are already saying that Tinubu is one-term president. So if Tinubu is now the one paying the local government chairman directly, that simply means he can go into negotiations for their local votes. Do you think we should look at the good side or the bad side of this local government autonomy?
Mr. Nii, for me, it's a good development. It's not every time when we come out here, we say things that are not too palatable about the government. I have been an advocate of local government autonomy for so long, having had a closer relationship then with Gani Fayemi, the late legal luminary, where we sat down somewhere and it was highlighting, how Nigeria definitely work. The genuinity to transform Nigeria to an extent. This is one of the things I know that this administration have done, that I would say to an extent I'm giving them 50% pass mark based on what has done. The decision of the Supreme Court to do that. We know that the presidency regulates court activities. If they want to criminalize the court, they will criminalize the court. If they want to make the court work, the court will work. That is how it is. They might not come out publicly and showcase themselves, but behind the scene, they control the judiciary, they control all the other arms of government. So, no matter how you see it, if you say it's politics, this is a good politics for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for allowing local government, to have that right. The governors have strangled, grassroots governance for a very, very long time, and who doesn't want a repeat of what is happening at the grassroots level, at the governorship, at the state level, to be affect the governance in the grassroots and in the local government. Because not that when they give you money now, you begin to act like governors. All these local government chairmen, it's going to be a problem. So, what is the federal government going to do, to support the funding of local government? They need to set up committees. They need to set up, anti-graft agencies that will be responsible, to monitor activities of local government administration. By so doing, they will not turn to an emperor. They will not start behaving like governors, who sit on local government money and use it unnecessarily to satisfy their selfish interest. But now that the Supreme Court has proclaimed that local government should have autonomy, of course, I'm telling you, if it is well implemented, where we are going to see local government embarking on industrialization, we are going to see local government embarking on farming, we are going to see local government going into generation of power supply, we are going to see local government going into transportation, different sectors, touching different areas of the economy. That will give life, to local government. That will give life to local governance. That will bring the dividend of democracy, closer to the people. We'll begin to see light, we'll begin to see power generation, we'll begin to see, micro economy development. I think to an extent, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has scored, a quality goal.
I'm surprised you're happy. It seems you are forgiving Tinubu for the bad side.
See, bro,
it seems you are so joyous this morning because of this local government autonomy.
Let me tell you. This is where you get it raw. Okay. This is not a government-sponsored TV station or online TV station. These are independent TV stations. These are things that are coming out from the street. We are reporting live from the street. Nobody is bribing anybody here. If Nigeria need to struggle to survive, we have to be part of that struggle. And once government comes up, with a policy that can advance, that can add at least an inch value to the Nigerian conquest, to the citizens, We should come out and say this is correct. If Tinubu want to use it, as a political game changer, to score a cheap one, of course, that will be determined at the end of the day. But on this local government autonomy, powered by law, I'm giving Tinubu 50%. Then the implementation aspect of it, we need to look at it too. Move some of these things, decentralize the system that has crippled Nigeria. That's a smart one. Before you say now, I'm a critic, I don't understand Tinubu. Yes, for this very particular one, 100%, 50%. Sorry, I'm not saying 100%. Because with time, we need to monitor how the implementation is going to work, how states are going to react, how those local government people, chairmen or whatever they call themselves, how they are going to carry people along before we notice, okay, it's workable. But no matter how good, how you look at it, at least I can tell you 10% of Nigerian problem is about to be solved.
You said 10%?
Yes.
Okay, those local government chairmen don't have immunity. So, and I think on that note, the people now need to be more engaging, they need to be more active. Because the governors are already scheming, they're already plotting. Today now they've set out an emergency NGF, that's the National Governor Forum. The person who is leading that charge is the man in Adamawa State, who is saying that the federal government has no rights. Because according to the constitution, the president must remit the funds of the local government into the JAC. They call it joint allocation, Now, however, the Supreme Court has said otherwise. Look at what is going on in Rivers State, look at what's going on in Abia State. They are all having committee chairman. And the Supreme Court has said, if you have committee chairman, we will not give you what belongs to the local chairman until you conduct a democratic election whereby a chairman will emerge through election and that person will represent the people. Are you not sure we are not going to have serious chaos in the coming days?
Legislation, all these things are opinions. Once it has become law, your opinion becomes irrelevant. Do you understand what I'm saying, Mr. Niyi? These are opinions, these are complaints, these are people's reacting to development, But by the time it goes into a law, by the time it becomes a bill, by the time it becomes an act, by the time it went through democratic legislation, then we begin to talk about, it has become a law. People need to obey it. That is the first thing we should be looking at. So it's not about what the governors are saying, it's about what the law says. If they feel otherwise, they should go and challenge the process. Do you understand what I'm saying? They should challenge the process, define the process, then let us know why they are challenging the process. But the most important thing is that there's no how you can leave local government money under the present situation powered by the emperor governors, and you are telling me that local government government will work. It will not work. It is good that they get it directly from the government to avoid bureaucratic bottleneck associated with the process of trying to access funds from the states. So no matter how you look at it, it is a good development. Any other person that you want to challenge it should go through that process, should go to legislation. Legislate. Do the legislation. Let us know. Go to court and challenge the process. Then the local government chairman themselves should also sit up, and face election. Let people decide who want to be their local government chairman, and then the federal government should try to provide a kind of check and balance backed by law. Not just ordinarily setting up a committee to look at. The committee has to be backed by law, so that the excesses of financial recklessness by some of these local government chairmen will be curtailed.
But Mr. Chinedu, the structures are already there. The problem we have is the structures are not effectively implemented. The local government chairman is being checkmated by the councillors. The state governors is being checkmated by the state assembly. So this is not a novel innovation or invention. But my question to you is, are you sure Tinubu will not use, because now Tinubu now has, as against the 6 state governors, Tinubu now has 774 local government chairman who will now become loyal to him because he is the one paying the, and don't forget who pays the piper does what? He takes the tune.
No, there might be political differences and ideology, irrespective that you are the president. People will have reservations. What is pioneering, what is happening today is the law, not Tinubu as a person. The law states that, that local government in Nigeria will have access to their fund. That would, because I have a political difference with it, does not mean that I'm going to, you are as the president, you're not going to give me funding. That's already been stated by the law. That's not possible. So it's not a guarantee that he's going to use them to win election, or that's the reason why he is trying to create this kind of a thing so that at the end of the day he might be able to use it to launch his second term bid. There are some local governments that are deep in control of some state governors, some political lords who are not even members of the APC. There are some local government, when you look at them, they are being entirely controlled, not by PDP nor by APC, till today. So it is the law that makes them what they are. It is the law that states how the funding should come, and not the president. So it's quite a different thing. Though it can be used, it can be a use or a tool for election, but it's not a guarantee that it will give you the election ambition come 2027.
James Ibori, whom everybody knows to be a supporter of Tinubu, has come out to say that this Supreme Court is not a welcome idea. That this is an affront as against 163 or so in the Constitution of Nigeria. Don't you think that Ibori, who is he's a godfather, we know he's a godfather he's in Delta, don't you think he's only crying foul because he feels that the remittances, his godsons, his successors, used to remit to him will now come short? Don't you think that's the reason why he's not crying for? Because now,
bro, let me tell you, James Ibori, we know his antecedents and we know what happened. We know how the then powers that be, because he fell out, because him and Anamesia, we are championing. They were the people that started the issue of resource control, and they fell out with the powers that be, and they brought all manner of allegations against them. And to an extent, I'm not saying that James Ibori was innocent when he was, being held somewhere in Britain for money laundering and all that, But the issue of resource control, and of course, to an extent, local government autonomy started during the era of James Ibori and Nemesia, and Obasanjo was not comfortable with that, and the northern part of the country, some elements as at that time from the north, they're not comfortable. That's when we begin to hear James Ibori, he has a closer relationship with Nadu at that time, and somehow along the line, he fell out with the powers that be, and that was his end of his political career. James Ibori, to an extent, is no longer relevant in this era now, and what he's saying does not align, with what Nigerians are advocating for. So if he has any reservation, he should sit down and reactivate other means, whereby he can be able to do away or go about his normal interest in the political circle. But as it stands now, Niyi, to be honest with you, there's nothing the opinion of James Ibori will do now. It doesn't matter half an inch at all. So James Ibori should just keep that first closer to himself, and look for other things that he can actually lay his hand on, or even talk about, but not on this. I think Tinubu, to an extent, got it right.
Before I let you go, Mr. Chinedu, Nathaniel Abu says something here. Till tomorrow, state governors must control local governments down to various autonomous communities where the governors give them staff of office. Then, yesterday, Showore says that this local government autonomy that people are celebrating will fail because the governors are still the one in charge of their election.
No, that's what I'm saying. Abuse might not be far from the truth, but what is going to break that jinx, that link, that monopoly, that the state government does not want to be seen disarmed, is the law. It's legislation, it's the bill, it's the art. We must break it because it has crippled local government for years. And who is encouraging, who is governors? We're talking about decentralizing to see how Nigeria can breathe at least for one day, at least for once. You are saying that no, the law will make it very difficult for governors to continue to struggle with funds over local government. So Abu should understand that very clearly now, that it will get to a point that local government would need to be totally free, like we have the federal government and the state. The state is free. Local government should also be free. The state government, governors or government does not even know what is happening in all the local governments in the area, because they cannot be here, can be here and be here at the same time. So we need to, decentralize that angle, legislate and give them full autonomy. They will function like, a mini government of the federation, completely with all the powers and parastatal, with all the law that empowers them for grassroots governance. Because when you're not all these guys that sit on the city and the AC, they don't go to farm. In local government, that's where you have farming. And that's why we should have industrialization.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chinedu. I can see you are so impressed with this local government autonomy. Well, I hope Mr. Autonomy Lagos.
Yeah, you understand. I like that. I like that. That's
See,
my honor.
this issue of local government autonomy, people like Adamawa governor, the Sokoto governors, majority of the northern governors who have been clamoring that President Tinubu will only go for one term, are now shouting that this local government autonomy must not stand. Because if it stands, Tinubu has, he has actually broken their wings, because Tinubu will now have 774 local government chairmen to work with, as he is the one paying them through his allocation, and he can always negotiate with them. Do you think we should look at the issues, or we should just celebrate the local government autonomy?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Niji. I like this, your camera very clear. Yes, I can see my face. Now, let's start with this. Some people are happy. Some people are not happy. But I am happy. Don't forget, Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State when he created additional 56 SCDA just to make sure there's development in every state. And what you just said now, go in that way. Where you have 57 local SCDA, yeah. All of them, they will make sure that you return and you win an election. Yes, I agree. But let the National Assembly or the Supreme Court make sure that there is national independent election to even the local government, not state conducting local government election. And let the local government have immunity.
They should have immunity.
Just the way the governor has immunity.
Why do you want to give the local government immunity? If they have immunity, people will not be able to hold them.
You know why they cannot disturb the governor? Because the governor have immunity. They can do anything they like. One governor will just come, local government chairman, 2 years, spend 2 years. The other will say spend 1 year. The other one will say spend 3 years. And again, another thing is that don't forget, the governor will just come commissioner go and become a local government chairman in that your local area. They will control them. But if we have national, just the way they conduct the state governor election, they conduct like that, there's no way governor will flint the local government. And again, the fear is that if as a governor you appoint a local government chairman, once you collect this allocation from federal government, they will take the file, go and meet the governor. Agasa, the money is here now. Governor will say, okay, yeah, share it to 2. Put 1 here. You know, I have a lot of responsibility. The other one, go and use it. And for you know, the chairman too will cut. The other remain one, give it to councillor. You will see development. See, the only autonomy only work in Abuja, because Abuja you have press, you have National Assembly, House of Assembly, all of them, they're in Abuja there. Federal government is doing their own in every local government in that place. But what's happening in my own state, in your state? Who is oversight? Who is looking? If National Assembly give order now to national election, that how will I call it, INEC, to conduct local government election in a state like Edo State, like Lagos State. Labour will march, ANPP will march, APC will march, PDP will march. No one party will just grab the whole seat. So everybody, if the money come, Labour will use the own. Labour will not go and give it to the governor who is APC or PDP. You know that. So until that local government, they give autonomy or give immunity to chairman the way they give president and give the chairman. When you have immunity as a chairman, either it's 2 years or 3 years, you make sure that nobody just call you, like governor will just come and sack you. A governor will just come for 4 years and sack those people. No, not going to work. So that's where this fund will utilize and work very well. Otherwise, we are still going to have what we have it before, where chairman will just spend the remaining one, and you will see anything in my village like water, electricity, all this. And don't forget, most of this business in the state, in local government, state have taken over it. Electricity, okay, teachers, what concern federal government or the state is the local government. Another thing again, they should vote more money to local government, don't even the federal. But that is where you have the bunch of people, many people under local government. They have not received anything. So some local government in a state, they don't have light, they don't have no road. Everywhere, they are not enjoying anything. Federal government should devote more money to the local government. If you go to that country, that they devote money to local government than even the state or federal. I don't know what I mean. That is it. So for me, I'm happy. But where I'm not happy is that my brother, before you know, government is still going to control them if you don't give them autonomy. If you give them just autonomy, like Supreme Court say, the money should go direct to local government. But if you go to direct to local government, like Fubara now in River State, don't forget the caretaker there. They are all his men. When the money come, they are still going to say, okay, where today money don't come, how do we do it? We will pieces it. But if they have immunity, if the money come, governor will not tell you get of that place, or he will disburse the money and do the work. And the people, I want to give you an example now. There was one chairman in Ogun State who raised alarm, said, our money doesn't say our money, governor is in our money. At the end, they removed the local government chairman. They removed him. That was this year or last year.
They didn't just remove him, they lock him up.
They lock him up. So is it me and you who will go there now? Tell Oga, the money they gave you yesterday, where is it? Don't forget, you as a governor, you can just appoint your PA, or you go to your locality, go and become a chairman there. I look for this councillor. And the election in local government, you know how it work. They will just write name. They will do election. One party will just clear everywhere. And it go to work. So it's a good thing, but Tinubu still need to do more work. They should not have fear that Tinubu is going to use the local government to control election and win all the election. No. If national INEC should conduct election, different party will secure their seat, and the money, they will utilize the money very well. Labour, PDP, ANPP will utilize the money well. I think that's how it's going to go. But my own now is, I'm happy, but another thing we should do, we should declare sort of emergency, open border, let this put. Around that, you have said 150 days. My brother, the politician will still go to hijack it. Some of them are now saying, farmer. Farm for 8 years under Buhari, upon their money they have collected, we have not seen even one yam. A tuber yam is from 10,000, 7,000. I hear me. 10,000, 5,000, 7,000. A tuber of yam. But Buhari pump a lot of money to these northerners who not produce anything. And you are not saying Tinubu should not open, but border should be open. Let put it open, so that by the time we are eating, then the local government will prepare themselves. Otherwise, don't forget, if this money come this month now, I get me. If this money come this month now, don't forget, most of these governors has already appointed their chairman. The money will still go to them. So it's a good thing, but Tinubu still need to do more. If not so, see, Tinubu should not even bother to say, I want to come from 2027. No, 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 no. Because Nigeria are not happy. You should do, if it is these 4 years, you make Nigeria happy. Nigeria will vote you, not this politician. There are few vote you in. If it were school fees, everything. I'll give you an example. Now, sand is very expensive now. Everything in Nigeria very expensive. If it is cheap, if you like Tinubu spend 8 years there, 10 years there, that's consign me.
Your own is make food cheap.
You know, when you eat well, you can, you have mouth to talk. Because most of the Nigerians are dying. Go to hospital.
Why are you not farming?
I want to give you an example now. The farm, I told you they give allocation last year. That was 8 years under Buhari. Farmer, did they bring anything? Nothing. Why the food scarce? You want to tell me, are we bringing garden from China? Are we bringing yam for China? Because people cannot go to farm for insecurity. You can't just go to any bush now to go and say you want to farm. Or you are the house you stay where they give quick notice already. I will say I want to farm there. No. So a lot of things. I know Tinubu would like to work just to make the people happy. Sir, put things in the right way. If tomorrow National Assembly can come up and say, look, all the chairmen of local government which the governor elected dissolve and conduct another election from the national and give autonomy and they give immunity to the chairman just the way they give the governor, you see development. If not so, the governor is still going to use them. Who going to appoint the chairman? Who is going to appoint it? Is it the federal government? So I believe it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. The other side. That's why I see some governors are kicking against this, some people are kicking against
Mr. Lucky, before I let you go, yesterday, immediately this ruling was passed, Atiku came to the TV media and he was celebrating. He was saying that, yes, this is a good one, I support Tinubu on this. But Peter Obi has kept quiet. Don't forget, under Peter Obi, he did not conduct local government election until maybe 6 months before he will leave seat of power. But Showore has also said that this local government autonomy will fail if the state governors are still the one conducting the election. Why do you think Obi is silent? Why do you think Atiku is celebrating?
It's just what I just said now. That if national election conduct election and give them autonomy and give them immunity, is going to go. They will control the money, do their work. Let the people ask them the question. If they spend that money, then Obi quiet. I know Obi is still going to talk. He's still going to talk. I know he will talk. The only thing is he tried to study and listen for some prominent Nigerians who are happy that Atiku, yes, just like the way we are talking now. I love it. I'm happy, but he has not gone down well until election be conducted by national INEC to local government, just the way they conduct. If they do that, it will go well. If not so, the government will still go to abuse it. Don't forget the chairman who are there now will be appointed by their emperor government. So Atiku happy. Yes, you see, not everything you should condemn Tinubu. Not everything you should condemn Tinubu. The only why they are condemning Tinubu is where people hardship is too much. So I think Tinubu is realizing. People are telling him. Another thing again, there's a complaint that Tinubu, people, aid of Tinubu doesn't allow people, most of these national assembly to see him, to advise him that what is happening. I don't understand me. Tinubu should give himself to the people. Let him see them and listen for what is happening. And again, the labor is still keeping us more in terms of the money they want to pay. Labor is 60 to 50, all this is so. All this is combating, affecting the nation. That's all the problem mesh should help.
Mr. Lucky, see someone wants to buy you yam. Nathaniel Abu is asking you, Mr. Lucky, how much is a tuber of yam? He seems he wants to buy you tuber of yam.
My brother, yam now is even more than oil now, cost than oil. A tuber of yam is 7,000, a big one. This one is yam and Abu yam, 7,000, 8,000.
And in a month, like how many do you eat?
My brother, I love padediam as an Edo man. You know we like padediam now. Just like Ondo, we don't play with it. But since I've not eaten padediam, eating yam, you can see my head. The only thing what they made for my head, I just only head. Yam now, if you see where this women, you see, we need yam. We need yam. Yam help me
Okay.
to, you know, sometimes you see if I'm talking, you know, I was talking to you that day, I almost want to forget, I don't eat well. So what is wheat? What is semo?
Okay.
So a tube of yam, my brother, 7,000, 8,000 naira. That is bigger one. Now in my family, we are about to 6, and that family, if I buy one yam now, I have to wait, see to make sure they cook it. Otherwise, I won't see any. Even I give the example now. Sometimes I'll give my wife 4,000 naira to cook. 4,000 naira to cook. Like yesterday, we almost abuse ourselves. I said, take 4,000, go and cook. He said, 4,000 naira, a half kilo of chicken is almost 4,000 naira. So what of tomatoes and them? I said, whether oil, don't use oil, rub it. No, really,
Okay,
it's funny.
Mr. Nadale Labu, please, if by venture you insist on providing yam for Mr. Lucky,
I will
please,
buy it and show you.
please will drop, he will drop his account details in the comment section if you ask for it only. Thank you, Mr. Lucky, for that. Mr. Rilwan, yes, if you're not joining us, please kindly subscribe to the channel, kindly like our program. Mr. Rilwan, people have been saying Tinubu is a master strategist, he is a political juggernaut and the likes. Don't you think this local government autonomy is another scheme that Tinubu wants to use to cripple those governors that are calling him one-term president? Because we know most of the governors in the north are saying Tinubu will not go beyond one term. But now he has won in the Supreme Court. He now has 774 local governments whom he will be paying to. And don't forget, who pays the piper, they take the tune. Should we celebrate the local government autonomy and forget about maybe the backdoor issues?
No, you take something. This life is step by step. So the way it comes, they celebrate it, or then you complain. This one, what he did on the Supreme Court, God bless them. That's the right direction now. You don't come here to criticize every day. You see something good, you say it. So since I've been condemning, but this one is good. You see, local government is the closest to the people. Am I right? Let me give you an example. Look at the roads in this place. Ordinarily, local government are just some little potholes. Their job is primary school. Their job is healthcare, as in the primary healthcare centers. But look at most of them, they are comatose. Me, I'm very happy personally. Supreme Court, good. If tomorrow they do that, I complain. I don't have time. I cannot be complaining. That's why I said, some of us, we don't worship human beings. You understand? If we do something right, we say you are doing right. Something wrong, we say it again. So I don't worship a human being. So I'm very, very happy with the president for what he is doing now. I mean, him and the Supreme Court. Because you cannot imagine it that Bola Ahmed Tinubu just wakes up one day and say, state governors of those states leave. No, just leave. That's very bad, right? So how can a state governor will be telling local government chairman, all of you leave. I'm appointing caretaker committee. It's the same thing. So, but now it's local government autonomy. I'm very happy. That's why I said I've been saying it every day that our local government, our governors, not maybe all of them, but I mean our government is 80%. They are more. They are worse than our presidents. I'm not going to say presidents. Yes, I'm talking about Tinubu. I'm talking about Obasanjo, Jonathan Adwa, and Buhari. They are more dictatorial than the president. They want to act like emperors. Like emperors. That if we do something, nothing will come out of it. And that's very, very bad.
I know you're from Ogun State. Don't forget the chairman that complained about the misappropriation of funds. That Pabiado imprisoned the guy. I think the guy is still in the jail by now.
So you can know what I'm talking about. For example, the Pabiado can complain that, for example, I've not received some allocation, or you can complain to the president. Imagine if Bola Ahmed Tinubu imprisoned Pabiado. So how to look at it in that same manner. There should be independent of the state governors. The president's immunity. Governors have their immunity. Even though if you don't have immunity, but they should be independent of them. They should see when we say Nigeria as a country, by what we heard in history, what we read, Nigeria has worked before. Yes, that's what I like to say. Old men, they always tell me history. That was when local government chairmen, they were allowed to work. Oh, that means they worked. But now, when the state governor is sitting on the rights and privileges of a governor, no, of a government chairman, then there was a way forward. I mean, I'm very happy. I like the news, and it's supposed to be so. We want to see a country whereby the federal is working, the state is working, and the local government is working. When, for example, we saw when we heard about state police, did you see how the state governors were very happy? They were very happy, they were very excited, they were spending glowing times because they want to be in charge of security of their state. Oh yeah, give local government chairman autonomy. Wahala ti wa dey by. So wahala, so in quote, wahala has happened because they don't want them to be free. So that's the problem. So I'm a kind of person that I don't deceive myself. I look at things from different angles, and I make my point. So now people have seen, or you can see the hypocrisy of our state governors now. When the time comes for state security, state police, they are very happy. Oh yeah, they don't want autonomy. They are very sad. So I'm very happy. Kudos to the president, the Supreme Court. Kudos to you. But then implementation. But I've read many things, and I'm very happy. That, for example, if the state governor, if they refuse to, like if there's an election, I put a caretaker chairman, the federal, they won't pay that state local government as their money accrue to them. Good too. Let's see. But I'm afraid. What I'm afraid is that, is this going to work in Nigeria? There's a way we dribble past laws. That won't there, okay. That won't there be a time that even after all this signing that we are very happy, we're excited and everything. That for example, if like that now the law is in place, and state governor tell the chairman, tell the people or tell everybody that I've received money like they are doing. For example, I've received 200 million. We ask the state to give them 50 million. That's what I'm afraid of. It might still happen. I'm afraid of it. It might still happen. But they know in Nigeria, God give us that brain. Is that even brain? We know how to circumvent laws, how to dribble past laws. So I'm afraid that they must have to dribble past this law and make sure that the law will not work. So I'm afraid of that. That's where my only fears lies. That they may dribble past these laws and then.
Thank you very much, Mr. Riwan, for that submission. Viewers, thank you for joining us. Please kindly subscribe and like this program. If you are not joining us, you can go and play the program again. Please do join us tomorrow, being Saturday. We'll give you a very lengthy program tomorrow. So now we have to go. I will say bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice day.